Are we live?
Boom.
Shaka, laka. Okay, guys. Welcome to Brooklyn Live. On Facebook live this week from Brooklyn. And last week we were in LA, and this weekend we're on our way to LA. But before we decided to get on a plane tomorrow, we decided to come in and spend the morning creating a bob with graduation. And this time we're actually going to cut it from the opposite way than what we did last week. So if you watched it last week, I'm going to do a little bit of an opposite. What we've done is we've sectioned the hair out into three distinct sides. The back, which is just below the crown, from just above, well, this is actually just above the occipital to the crown. So we've got from above the occipital bone down is the back. Then we have a triangle either side, which is from the top to just above the occipital bone. So we're in effect sitting the back into two different ways, or into two different panels. And each panel is split up either side. And then we have our side panel on either sides. Okay? Okay? Good morning. With me is Lauren. We have Lauren here.
Hi.
Lauren's one of our colorists here in our Brooklyn location. And then there she is.
Hi.
There she is. There's our Corinne. Looking good. Look at those earrings. Look at those earrings. Hey, Derek Moser. How you doing, buddy? Keep posting. We like seeing you. Okay, so good job. Oh, she hates it. Now back to me, the old guy. All right, so let's have a look and let's dial it into what we're doing. And I think one of the things that I always say is once you've learned how to cut a haircut one way, learn how to do it another.
Thanks, Derek.
When you start from the center and work towards the front, the tendency is for you to allow a little bit more length to build up. So it starts to create a little bit more of an A-line. When you work from the outside in, it eliminates that A-line feel and gives you a slight difference to the shape. So what we're doing here is we're combing the hair out at approximately 45 degrees. You're looking at the angle, and the angle is pretty flat. I want to make sure that I'm not rounding this hair up. So I want to keep the length right through that corner, but then because I'm working with my fingertips, this is going to sit it in nice and tight into the nape. I don't want to create the over A-line effect through the back. She does not want to have any type of stacked shape.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Corinne, get your mind out of the gutter, well, wherever it may be. And then you'll see I'm working with my sections, which are diagonal back sections. So I'm working to keep the length through the corners behind the back of the ear, working with the fine teeth of the comb. Keep the hair nice and taut. Now, probably hard for you to see on Facebook Live. We're working on trying to get a higher resolution feed for everybody so we can get closer to the action. But really cut right on that line. And always comb, I'm just going to jump in here, Corinne. Always comb the hair nice and taut, even tension. Follow that shape through. You'll notice as we see, my thumb is not in the hole. And you'll notice that we're going with really nice taut tension. And with the hair being, you know, kind of double processed blonde, you get a little bit more stretch from the hair. But we're really going to go with precision-based cutting. And I like that. Now we're going to work from the outside in. So what that means is we can establish the length here straight away. It also means that I can focus my fingers in to create a little bit more tightness in the nape. And again, it's just an alternate way of creating the shape. So I think it's very important, as I've already said, to learn how to cut hair many different ways. Once you've mastered a technique for a certain shape, then try and create a new technique for the same or a similar kind of shape. So you can actually learn yourself when you're in the salon. Make sure the head's just lightly tucked in. With the head lightly tucked in, what that means is it means you've got a flat working surface. You can see, keep everything nice and clean. You're going to comb this hair out at approximately 45 degrees. And I'm actually working around the back of the head. It's important to work relatively quickly so you can learn how to build that shape, up. But the most important thing for this type of cut is make sure you get right in. Place the comb right in to the section so you get really good, clean clarity as you're working across the back. And you can see here now we're starting to work over the spine, over the center of the back of the head, and just kind of creating a very low, heavy graduation.
Hey Nick, Todd Dowell wants to know, are you using a traveling guide or keeping it stationary?
I am using a traveling guide, Todd, moving across the back of the head. And as I take my section, make sure this section doesn't get too vertical. So I want to keep it on a slight diagonal. Make sure the section doesn't get too horizontal. Keep it on a slight diagonal. You literally can comb this hair at 45 degrees as you travel across the back of the head. Fine teeth of the comb using the Arrojo scissor comb. This is our signature red comb. And just sit that hair in nice and taut. And again, the hair has been prepped with Hydro Mist, which is our conditioning spray. That is our featured product of the week. Every week in my salon, we focus on a product, and I think that's important for the team. It's great with our education, but it's also great to have a focal point and have a mission. So that's 52 missions a year. So this week it's Hydro Mist. It's a lightweight conditioning spray, and if you're interested in Arrojo products, if there's any new viewers, Arrojo product is sold professionally through salons. It's what we use here in the Arrojo studios in Manhattan. And the conditioning spray is a great spray for cutting and refreshing the hair. So really work to get your scissor and your comb in. Now we are going to LA this weekend. Corinna, you coming?
Woo, yeah.
What are we doing?
Going to ISSE.
Are you going to go on ISSE? What is that? What does that stand for?
That is the International Salon and Spa Expo.
Wow, you're good.
And it's held every year in Long Beach, California.
Nice. So we will be in LA, and we're excited to be there. And one of the things that we'll be doing is we'll be doing our American Wave certifications at the show. We will also be teaching a scissor and razor class, which is complimentary, included in the ticket price of the show. We have our main stage presentation. What time's the presentation? 11 a.m.
On Sunday.
Sunday morning. So we have a great show to share. So if you're going to be in LA, definitely come and check us out. Definitely get there early. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. We have our creative team going in. We'll also be joined on our platform on our brand new trade booth by some of our Arrojo ambassador salon owners. And we're really excited for that. Let's just dial in. I don't know if you can see that light graduation. There's just a light graduation right in here. That's because we're lifting the hair out and we're graduating the hair in. So I'm not stacking from the inside to the back of the ear. I'm going the opposite way, which ensures me the length here, and it's an alternate way of cutting. And I use tight tension, which really helps me see. Now I think Desiree, Desiree's got a light wave to her hair, but when you see hair that's been, pushed so light, it has a little bit more stretch. We're just about going to do one more section, and then I'm going to approach it from the opposite side. So again, one of the things that we teach a lot when it comes to classic cutting is body position. And this type of cutting really helps you understand your body position. So I'm directly behind my cut. I'm directly in front of the section. And always make sure that when you comb the hair, you get right in to the base of the section. So you want to see the scalp. You get right into the scalp. Practice good quality cutting. If the hair falls out, just push that away. So if the hair's too much for your fingers, push that away so that you can practice good precision-based cutting. If you are in LA, and February the 20th, I believe it's the 20th, 22nd, something like that.
19th to the 21st.
Is that my classic cutting class? No. In LA?
This says NYC.
No,
February
LA.
19th. Oh.
27, 28.
Those are Cosmos posting simultaneously
So,
about this.
there's a classic cutting class here in New York, but I'll be on the West Coast, end of February. I think it may be the 26th, 27th, 28th. Maybe they can post that too. I'll be teaching at the Goldwell Academy. The cost of that class is $1,200. So if you're interested, it's a 3-day classic cutting class with me. And the students will be doing all the cutting. So when I teach class now, less demo, more cut. And we always were known for doing a lot of cutting. All right, let's come back here. Come and stand and see Corinne. See where we're at, so everyone can see exactly where we're at. So we've just crossed. This is the top of the spine. So the top of the spine's right here. Let's follow that up so we're right at that point. We've crossed beyond it, but we over-directed a little. Now it's time for me to come to the opposite side and cut. So repeat exactly the same on the opposite side. Now with the head lightly over, creates a little bit more space. So you see when the head up's up straight, there's less space. When the head moves over, more space. Me like more space.
Nick, we have a question from Cindy Landa.
Cindy Landa.
I know.
How are you, Cindy?
She said, when are the American Wave products ready for me to purchase for my salon?
I love you, Cindy. Cindy, the American Wave product. I saw it for the first time last week. We have the product on our booth this weekend, and I'm going to send some to you, and it'll be ready for purchase the first week of February. Ooh, yay. Okay, so let me go through. First section right here. And this is going to be important because remember, we want to replicate the opposite side. So before you start, Corinne gets nice and close. She wants to get into the action.
Just get right in.
Before you start, stand behind and have a little touch point so you can see roughly where you want to be. And you do that with kind of like, because you kind of eyeing it all up visually. So you take the touch point, see here, roughly we're around about this point here. I know that we promised to keep the hair below the chinny chin chin, and then we're going to sit this hair right in. So this kind of technique really sorts you out because it really means that you have to be really good at manipulating your fingers around the back of the head. I'm going to do a second section, nice and clean. Use these great Arrojo clips, these are my favorite clips. Comb the hair out. Again, working through. A little harder when you're demonstrating because we try to work around the back of the head without impeding so that we can see as much as possible. Once we've done two sections, what we'll do now is we'll step back into the frame and then we'll have a little touch in, a little check in. So you take a piece from the same side, from the same place either side, and you pull down. And if you stand right on my shoulder, put your head on my shoulder, you can see here where I'm checking for balance. And I'm also looking in the mirror to make sure that she's straight. Because if she ain't straight, then nothing's straight. But that looks pretty balanced to me. I feel good about that. I don't like to chase dust. I want to focus on the complete cut. So if it's within a couple of millimeters, it's good enough for me because I always think of hair as being organic and it flows and it has a feel. All of these strands of hair coming together. So you want to kind of keep a little bit of flow and feel, even if you're doing precision-based cutting. Really practice on the tension. I was just teaching a razor fundamentals class along with Corinne and Robin here in New York. And you know, you get the precision of the tension with a scissor, makes you a better razor cutter. We always get comments about the hairline. Look at the hairline here, it grows up. You can see, but the weight of the hair is going to collapse that, so I never worry too much about it. So sections exactly the same. We're just kind of repeating opposite sides. Fine teeth of the comb. Hair is combed out approximately 45 degrees from the head. Slight angle. And then we are literally taking that hair, and we're going to start to meet the hair that's already been cut.
Boom.
Did you say dumb?
I said boom.
Oh, boom! I said dumb. I thought you called me dumb. I don't mind.
Would I really do?
Only when I've been drinking. Okay, so fine teeth of the comb follows through. Look at how you want to manipulate and master the comb. Yeah. You want to kind of have real good hand technique. Nice even tension. Look for your guide if you need to. Section should be thick enough to cut hair off, fine enough that you can clearly follow your guideline. Follow it right the way in. And again, this really helps with body position. And then combing this head down and around. You have a panel just left to cut now as we're working across the back of the head. Now, the new year's already begun. We are deep into the end of January. Time flies by. So it's very important for me as a business owner, for me as a stylist behind the chair, stay focused on those kind of New Year's, I don't know whether I call them resolutions, but stay focused on my action plan for 2017. Clearly, you have to analyze and assess where you were in 2016, and then we're always trying to assess and look for improvement. And keep your eye on the prize and stay focused on your numbers. Do not let anything slide you by. So for me, I'm really focused in 2017 on building my Arrojo Ambassador Network, which is salons that carry Arrojo product. Last Monday, we had our Owners Forum, which was very exciting. We got to meet about 15 new salons, invited them into our studio. And then we also had our Happy Mondays event, which we're planning for February. And we're planning another Owners Forum in February. So I believe it's going to be around the 20th. We'll be going live with that today because tomorrow morning I am going to be back in LA for the Long Beach show. If you're interested in finding more about the Arrojo culture and maybe how it can have an effect in your business, just reach out to us, Nick at Arrojo NYC, or as we are now Insta famous all the time, everybody, you can just reach out to me on Instagram. So starting to work in the hair that's already been cut, following this through, fine teeth of the comb, moving around, make sure you bend your knees. Not only do we have a hydraulic, we also have knees that bend. Always thinking about the comfort of you and your clients. Very, very important. Combing this hair down to see how that graduation's actually sitting.
Hey Nick, Dennis Roche says, look forward to seeing you in West Palm Beach.
Oh, West Palm Beach, we can't wait. I have a place in West Palm Beach. We're so excited to come down to West Palm Beach. One of the things that I want to do for my New Year's resolution is build more business with Arrojo product in Flow Rider. So we have some of our ambassadors are going to be on stage. We're really excited for West Palm Beach at the Henry Himmel Theater. Harriet, what's it called?
Harriet Himmel.
Harriet Himmel. What did I call it?
Henry.
No, Henry, Harriet. It's
They're all
kind
the
of
same.
similar. Yeah.
On February 6th, yeah.
February 6th, my mother's birthday. I'm sacrificed. I was going to hang out with my mom, but maybe I'll bring her to Florida.
Bring her.
Bring her to Florida.
Blow her hair out on stage.
I'll blow her hair out on stage, Corinne.
Round brush.
Do you know what, Corinne? Maybe you can come and you can blow her hair out on stage.
I would love to. I love your mom. She's so cute.
Well, she's only about 3'6", so she's like Yoda. Getting towards the end of the cut now, okay? End of the back. And you go, have a look, let that hair listen. Lift that hair, allow it to live a little. Comb it from side to side. Let's comb it down. And we see a very light graduation just working through the underneath. Now what we're going to do is we're going to comb the hair down. And literally, I don't know if you're getting into this, Corinne. We're just going to comb the hair down, rotate, and just a little chippy.
Is that the technical name for it?
Yes, a little chopping in. Now, the nice thing to do when you do this is comb the hair straight down with the wide teeth of the comb, and it puts less tension in. And you comb the hair. I'm a big comber. Comb the hair from side to side. Right, now this is what we're going to do, and this is where the magic comes, because we've cut the back. It's got a little bit of light graduation, so it just dips in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change our angle. So I'm going to drop this piece down. Rather than cutting from the outside in now, by cutting from the outside in, it keeps it nice and tight without making it too A-line. But now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it. We're going to go from the inside out. So come around this side, Corinne. I'll dance back. Got my little dancing shoes on today.
Wait. Ah, yeah.
Corinne said I look young. And then I said, have you seen the gray in my beard? I don't look too young.
Nick, we got some questions coming in.
Fire away.
All right. Once again, Nicole wants to know what types of cuts will you be doing on stage in West Palm Beach?
West Palm Beach, well, we'll definitely be doing our signature razor. But Nicole, when we go, if you want to see some of our latest collections, just check Arrojo NYC. We are a trend-focused brand, so we're not a collection-focused brand. So our trends are definitely texture, wave, and movement. And when we find our models, we always work with them to see what we think is going to work best. So we don't have an idea of what type of cuts we're going to do. What we do have an idea of is our love of texture. So we'll be sharing a lot of textured looks, and we'll definitely be sharing American Wave, which is our texture service, and we'll also be sharing our launch of our new American Wave styling product.
Nice. Haley Covington wants to know, what's the Arrojo comb set called? I need it.
It's just called Arrojo, and there's only two.
Let's see them.
We have a red one, and we have a black one. $750, $850. Yeah, so very affordable, great combs. This one's a Sesibon and this one's a comb bank. We get our combs made by the best manufacturers. We know what we like, and then we brand it. And then we try and get our signature color, and if you've not figured it out, red is our core signature color, black is a core signature color, and if for those people going to Long Beach, you're gonna see our brand new trade booth, which is black and shiny.
Nice. This is nice. We have Rich Bannock. He was on the class with us this weekend. He said,
"Hey, Rich.
Razor class, I enjoyed it a lot. Thanks for all the help."
Aw, thanks, Rick. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out to see us. Now, let's just dial in. I'm going to drop the chair down just a little. Head up. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I don't want to comb the hair down. The more you comb the hair down, the heavier you're going to make it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to comb the hair straight back. And I'm just going to knock out a little bit more of the corner. Let's keep it nice and clean. One of our taglines, cut hair, not corners. So if you grab a bit that you're not supposed to cut, stop. Now we're going to comb this back. And we're going to follow this right the way in. Following it right the way in and actually connecting into the underneath. Now I can disconnect, and there's a chance that I may just disconnect a fraction just around the corner back, which is right in through here. So let's finish this piece. Let's keep it nice and clean so you'll see what we've cut. We've cut all the back, apart from this panel. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna angle these sections. By angling the sections, it gives me a better way of cutting around a curved shape, which is the head. If we don't want to over-direct it too far, we want to over-direct it back, but we don't want to comb the head down. And as I come into the back corner here, try not to take too much, too thick. If your fingers are only this long, try and focus on the fronts of your fingers. And right now, I'm going to start to begin to work on a little undercut, a little over direction, so a little disconnection. And it's right there, just underneath, just a little disconnection. Comb this hair out again. So when you're working with porous, lightened hair, really be very firm and clean with your sectioning. I think it's the same for all haircuts, but certainly when this hair has a little more stretch to it, you've really got to take extra caution to make sure that you're truly mastering it. It's a little bit harder to cut because of the texture and the change. The hair is, hair like this, when the cuticle's kind of shot, that's a technical term, what happens is it swells up, so you get a little swelling, so it feels just a little fuller.
Hey Nick, Jamie Middleton's got a great question.
Okay, Jamie.
She said, any Midwest Happy Mondays coming soon?
Oh, okay. Where are you based?
Jamie.
Midwest is a big place.
We'll see if she writes.
Let's see if she's still there.
Jamie.
We are planning trips all over the country. I was just in Minneapolis for Happy Mondays in January.
Oh yeah, the snow.
2 weeks ago. We had 150 people there with my good friend Stephen Adams, who owns Moxie Salon. Did she come back and let us know?
Yeah, she's in Kansas City.
Kansas
City, Kansas?
I was in Kansas last year,
City,
and I love Kansas. You know what? We don't have anything on the schedule for Kansas yet. I'm going to be in the Midwest. The best way to connect to Arrojo is to connect through Arrojo Social. That is our social dedicated network for everything Arrojo. And there's a category there called Happy Mondays. And if you choose your topics, Corinne, myself, and the creative team will be in touch letting everybody know. But what I do know is next Happy Mondays is going to be in New York. And I'm going to be in Chicago in March. So February we're going to be in Florida. We'll be back in LA. I'm going to one of my great salons in Missouri too. So close to Missouri,
Yeah,
I'll be there.
Kansas City.
So keep an eye on, you can follow me on Instagram, Nick Arrojo. Follow my Instagram account. You'll find out exactly where I'm at.
You have, all right, some location requests pouring in.
Yippee.
Lindsay would love to see you in Portland, Oregon, or Seattle.
I'm going to Seattle on February the 10th.
Just make it happen, Nick.
I'm going, but it's for a private event. Do you want to come around this way so you can see what we're cutting?
You've got Haley wants you to come to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, I love Cincinnati.
Gina wants you to come to Anchorage, Alaska.
Alaska.
Let's see. And
Thanks,
Garland,
Gina.
Texas, we've also got.
Texas, we're definitely we've got a couple of trips planned for Texas.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm on the plane every week, at least once, if not twice, traveling. And the more support we can get as an independent brand through a Arrojo product, American Wave, our education, the better we can grow our business.
Primo says, what about New Jersey?
We are looking for a venue in New Jersey for an expose. I had a great meeting yesterday with my friends at Goldwell, and we are looking to put on something in New Jersey for sure. If you're in New Jersey, you've got to come to Arrojo Underground. That's in March. It's at my Tribeca school. It's complimentary. It's one of the best events that we do, and it's a trend-focused, amazing event. And you get to see the creative inspiration of our team. And that is the night of the trade show, the International Beauty Show, otherwise known as the IBS, or the Irritable Bowel Syndrome. Because if you've been there, you know what the food tastes like. Anyway, let's come back. We
went there.
Yeah. Now what I'm doing is, notice on this side, look at my position. So I'm always on the opposite side. On this side, I'm combing in. This side, I'm combing in. But now on this side, rather than having, I don't know if you got this, see I can take my section here, but look at my elbow. See how high my elbow is? It's a big A. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop it like it's hot. What we're going to do is we're going to drop the elbow and change the angle of the scissor, change the angle of the finger so as to still create the same shape and the same line.
Jamie O'Hearn wants to know, how about Connecticut?
Connecticut. Well, last year we went, we did 13 different exposés. Actually, we did 14, including New York, and we had our exposé party in Chicago, so 15 in total. And we did go to Connecticut. And always, again, connect with us on Arrojo Social, or connect at Arrojo NYC, or in fact, connect through Arrojo product. Become an ambassador. And as an ambassador, even independent stylists, we have independent packages for our independent hairstylists that even in a small way, they can get connected to Arrojo and be part of our culture. And get involved. Yeah, get involved. We're always looking for help. We're looking for help. We want people to be helping us at all places. So we're not the exclusive brand. What do we say, Corinne?
Inclusive.
We're the inclusive brand.
Alexis says she can't wait till the next Happy Monday and our Philadelphia expose.
Alexis, thanks for your email. I know those numbers are going to help you a lot. And congratulations.
Ooh. And Rosa says she's hoping to attend a course in March, and she's very excited.
Excellent. And Happy Monday, the expose in Philadelphia is going to be one of the best. The tickets are live. Get your tickets. It will sell out. They're $25, and I think we have like maybe $250 guaranteed to sell out. So definitely check out. If you're interested, go to arrojoexpo.com. You can buy your tickets and find information right there.
Nice. And Erica Love says she'll help in Cleveland.
Perfect. Fine teeth of the comb. At the angle. Now notice how I rest my scissor right on the finger. And remember, this is where we do just a little disconnection. Little disconnection so I can just drop a little bit more length around the jawline, which was really the only request. So we always want to, kind of fulfill the requests of our clients and stay on point. Even if they're technically kind of getting a model cut or a demonstration, there's still a walk-in advertisement for me, for my brand. And anytime you do a haircut the same as me, it's a walk-in advertisement, and it's the best kind of advertisement, especially now with social media also. Every hairdresser has the tools for success. Everyone has access for the tools for success without having to invest that much money. Final section through the back. Drop in that elbow for comfort. We're looking forward to seeing all of our friends on the West Coast. We're looking forward to seeing David Gapp from the Square Root Salon. He's going to be on our new booth with us. He's also going to be in the classroom. Stephen Adams. Rich Daly's flying out from Long Island. Richard Salon, Long Island. One of our best accounts. Wonderful. Jeff Stump from Architects. They're in in the OC. Is that what they call it, the OC?
The OC,
Is it called
maybe.
the OC? Do you know it's called the OC? Yeah, where are you from?
Atlanta.
Oh, from Atlanta.
Yeah.
We love Atlanta. I was talking to my good friend Jeff South this morning from Atlanta. Obviously a big brand builder for us, Atlanta. So you'll see here, heavy graduation. You can see what's being created. Heavy, clean graduation. No clean line cut on the skin, just graduated in. And then just have a look visually in the mirror, because you want to look at this balance here. Even if this is slightly off, it's not lost because you can always modify. No one's looking at the hair more precisely than a stylist. No one. So, you know, when you're looking in the salon, you can always look and assess and reassess and rebalance, but always focus on your balance. How are we doing on time? I forgot my watch.
10:34.
What are we selling now?
10:34.
Time.
What are we selling? Time. She's laughing at me. Corinne's laughing at me. That's it. You should have a watch on you. You should have got an iPad or something.
I'm gonna get a
Flavor Flavors.
Flavor Flav. I sat next to Flavor Flav on the plane. Yeah. He was pretty cool. He was concerned about what he was going to have to eat when he got off the plane. I could hear it. Okay. Now it's time for us to move into the sides. So now let's keep this really simple. And we've dropped down the side, section the hair up, take a clip the hair away, and it's a diagonal forward section, and we're going to start to over direct this hair back. You may want to spin in here.
Sure.
Nice spin. You see that spin? It was lovely. You missed the spin. You should have seen it. Okay, so now we're going to over direct the hair back. There's the guide. And the most important thing is watching the fingers. Look at the angle. See where the comb is going? So this is coming in below the jawline, and I'm cutting this in. So it literally is. I'm not cutting it out. A lot of people tend to cut out. I'm cutting it in. Diagonal forward section. Clip that hair away. Comb the hair straight down. We're going to elevate the hair. Following that section right the way in.
Nick, Lauren, Eugenia would like to know, are you following the parting angle?
No. I am not following the parting angle. I'm literally following my fingers.
Does it mimic the angle of your section?
That's a great question. Not necessarily. It does. It did through the back to a degree. I am following because literally the shape's this and the angle's this. But what I'm doing is I'm using the angle of the section to make sure that I've got the same amount of thickness, but I'm elevating the hair up so as to round out and create just a little bit more graduation in the shape. While it's not going to be heavily graduated, it's going to be a heavy graduation. Isn't that a weird thing to say? So it's not going to be heavily graduated, it's a heavy graduation, which means that the graduation sits very low. So let's just have a look at what I mean by that. Look at the difference between this length and this length. There's not much. So there's graduation, but it's a heavy, thick graduation. And keep your sections consistent as you work through. And as we comb this hair all the way back, keep your sections nice and thick. Elevating that hair out. And right the way through. Corinne, are you coming to Long Beach with us?
Yeah.
Are you excited to go to the sunshine?
You're stuck with me.
Oh, yippee. We are so happy to be stuck with you, Corinne.
Thanks.
So a lot of over direction right here. And my section's going to become a little bit more flat, a little bit more horizontal. So I start to just comb this hair into the shape. But I am angling those fingers in. Look at the angle. On this side, it's more the knuckle. On the opposite side, it's going to be more the fingertips. So now let's just have a quick look and see. So you can see we've got the weight. We've got the weight in the hair and a slight little heaviness, a light little graduation in. Nice way to cut, really is a lot of fun. Now it's time for us to do the opposite side. This is how I like to do the opposite side. Watch this. Because a lot of the times when you're dealing with the opposite side, you got a lot more hair to manage. So what we'll do to begin is we'll take a section, stand right behind Corinne. Let's take a section all the way, and let's see if we can replicate. So what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to create the same on what I've just cut. In other words, I want this to be the same place as this. So now I've got apples to apples.
What about oranges?
Oh, bananas to bananas. I like bananas, they're much more fun.
It's very telling.
You can peel them. Okay, so now we've got bananas to bananas, okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to take our first section, it's a diagonal forward section, and we're going to replicate. And we'll probably do 2 sections to begin and see whether we're matching up. I was very happy with my balance so far. Balance is one of the hardest things when it comes to cutting hair. Yeah? So you got to work on trying to get that balance as good as possible and focus on the balance while still creating some movement. So I felt pretty good about the balance. This side trended just a smidging longer by design. And I'm hoping that this is going to be longer when I've cut it. So I'll just take that one section. Let's just have a look. And I'll take a piece from this side. Take a piece from this side, and boom, we are pretty much, look at the balance here. So this is horizontal, bing, see that? So we're pretty well balanced. I think we did pretty good, apart from dropping the comb. Do you want to grab me that comb? Get me the red comb. She went somewhere. Just get me that red comb. Yeah, thanks, Lauren. Lauren's brand new in our company. She's doing really good though. And when you come back, Lauren, let's just put this in the barber's side. Go on, barber's side.
Boom.
Boom. Lauren, come in.
Yeah.
Come and stand over here. Yeah? You're not holding sections. How long have you been doing hair?
About 5 years.
5 years. And you just joined the team here in Williamsburg?
I did.
And how's it going?
I'm loving it. Everyone's awesome, really inspiring people.
And how was your, what are you doing now? Are you a colorist? What's the plan? You're training to be a colorist? What's the strategy?
Yeah, so basically I'm going to finish the apprentice program, doing fast track on Mondays, just learning a little bit more about Goldwell, learning the Arrojo way of doing things. I mean, it's phenomenal, like the amount of education that we get here. And then be on the floor in a couple months.
I think sooner rather than later.
I like the sound of that.
I hear she's doing really good. So I'm very hands-on, so thanks for your help today.
Of course.
Looking forward, you're a great
Exciting to
addition
be
to our
here.
team. Thank you. So following this through, I'm just going to connect this in. Looking for your guide. Remember, your fingers are now pointing in towards the chinny chin chin. And again, second section, I'll just come back. I'll have another look and see. Make sure that we're moving in the right direction. And we seem to be moving in the right direction. So I'm just going to move quickly now through this. And once we've cut both sides, then I can drop the top. If you're interested in any of the tools, equipment that we are going to have all of our tools and equipment at Long Beach, ISSE. We will have some special pricing on certain items, so definitely come and check us out. If you're not going to ISSE, but you're in the need to actually maybe replenish your blades, your razor, maybe looking for new scissors, dryer, tools, whatever it may be, then you can always go to arrojopro.com, which is our professional site for professional tools. We will be taking our new booth, and we'll be taking our show on the road to the Chicago Cosmetology Show, which is called America's Beauty Show, and we'll be in our backyard for the International Beauty Show, the IBS. So we'd love to see you there. We have a great program, and at all of our shows we are doing our American Wave certification. American Wave is our texture service. We reinvented what used to be called the perm, and we took the P out because we don't call it a perm. So we took the P out of it, and it's called American Wave, and you have to be certified to offer American Wave to your clients, and it is basically the latest product for permanent wave technology, which is basically reforming bonds into more of a soft, rounded or curl formation. Check everything out on ArrojoAmericanWave.com. Starting to fill in the picture now. Now, you don't blow dry your hair, do you?
Correct.
Do you put any products in your hair?
I use sometimes the wave mist
Nice.
and the volume foam. Sometimes some oils.
Great. Well, you got great hair.
Thank you.
But it probably drinks a lot of product.
It does.
Yeah? So good news is she's already a Arrojo fan. She's got our product, which is great. Time-wise today, we might do something smoother and straighter. Do we have the time for that, Corinne?
It's 9:45. It's up to you.
It's 9:45. Check that watch one more time. Is it 9:45?
9:45.
Check that eyesight one more time.
It's because I'm following you around everywhere.
Yeah. You see?
I'm getting old.
Correct. Okay, so now we got this panel, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to pull this all the way over, and now we're going to connect this. And we're going to elevate. So we're elevating the section. We're kind of keeping it parallel to the section, can you see? So it's flat to the section. But we're elevating. Whenever you elevate, you create a little bit of softness. So by using our elevation here, it's going to create softness. This is the final piece. And we are going to push through, and I am going to make her smooth. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it super fast. Because this is how we do it.
Nick, Angela's wondering, when are you coming to Portugal?
Oh, international, baby. I've been to Lisbon many times. I like Portugal, and hopefully I'll get there soon, but I've been so focused on America for the last 7 years, and I'm still focused on my business here in the States. I have 3 salons. I have 150 employees. I have a product company which sells our Arrojo product, our professional product line, sells our new to be launched this weekend, American Wave product line, and our texture service, American Wave. And then I have a cosmetology school, an advanced academy, and in the spring of 2017, we're going to be opening up our second cosmetology school.
Nice.
So we're busy. And what we're working on, apart from as if we've not got enough to do, we're working on creating a new men's barbering program that we want to launch in the late spring. And then a new idea, because I'm always into ideas, is I think I am looking for somebody to help me create a makeup program, because I want to have a makeup program in part of our Arrojo's educational offerings.
That's awesome.
So if anyone's out there watching or they know anybody that would be interested in collaborating, creating a makeup program with Arrojo, I'm here.
Nick, Karen Thompson wants to know, where should I find you at the New York IBS show? I'll be there on Sunday.
You cannot miss us, Karen, but follow us on Arrojo Social. Follow us today. Go to the App Store and download Arrojo Social and sign up for shows. You'll find out everything that you need to know in reference to where we will be. We'll have our big trade booth there where I'll be demonstrating all day. I've got the main stage presentation, and then I've also got a classroom that I'll be teaching, as well as we're doing American Wave certifications.
Great. Alexander Cordero said, what would you say are the up-and-coming trends of 2017 in cutting, styling, color, and barbering?
Well, this is a great question, and Arrojo Underground is really where we're going to release some of those projections for what's happening in trend, because you know what? I look to my team for their creative inspiration. But what we're working on right now is we're working on texture, for sure. We're working with color techniques that are starting to become a little bit more tailored, a little bit less bright in their tones. So we're moving away from, you know, the super bright colors, although you'll still see, let's call them primary tones, but maybe done in a different way. And I think you're going to see a lot more color. As far as cutting goes, short hair. Short hair is going to become in vogue, for sure. We're going to start to emphasize haircuts because color has been the trend for the last, well, I would say the last 5 to 7 years. And now it's time for us to start getting into shorter cuts. And you're going to see that happen, because what I've noticed is I try to take a sense. It's like I keep my eyes wide open as I walk around New York City, everywhere that I go, and I get a sense, because I've been so engrossed in hair for the last 35 years, you tend to know when things are going to come into phases. And I think the short haircut's been forgotten, so I think you're going to see short hair. And that's something that we're going to really promote.
Great. Erica Love says makeup program right here.
There you go, Erica. Well, contact me, DM me.
And Jamaica Shearer says, where to find info on the cosmetology school?
Just go to Arrojo Cosmetology, or go to arrojonyc.com. arrojonyc.com is, you can tap onto the cosmetology banner or tab, and when you tap onto the cosmetology tab, you're going to find everything to do with Arrojo Cosmo.
And your school has financial aid, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. We have financial aid. And if not, Corinne will borrow you the money. She's loaded.
I'm loaded. Just kidding.
All right, so now I want to show you something before we're going to power dry. Power dry, and we're going to turn on the smoothing iron, because we've got a brand new smoothing iron. It's not my new one, but it's almost my new one. You'll see underneath here the balance. Looks great. And then you'll see right here, we just left it just a drop longer. So it's perfectly balanced, but because this hair is cut in, we kept a little bit of length in there. And that's my safety net. Let's get it dry, and then I'm going to refine it. Now, I could do this straight, I could do it curly, I could do it wavy, we could do nothing to it. But let's see how I would make this look good by power drying. So the most important thing that we're going to need is some product. So I'm going to use Shine Lux oil, because Shine Lux oil is our, high-grade protector and moisturizer. So it comes in a small bottle, and I've taken about 10 pumps because this hair is going to drink it. So we'll put that in here. In fact, a good thing to always do is just give it to your client. So when you're cutting, just give it to your client. I'm going to rub this into my hands. I'm going to work it into their hair. I can feel the expansion in the hair. My gosh, you got a lot of hair. We're going to be an extended version of Brooklyn Live today until 3 o'clock by the time I've finished.
Hey Nick, Raymond Rubio said, how can I sell his products in South Texas?
Yeah, you just contact us through Arrojo NYC, or contact me directly. DM me today and I'll be in touch. Dead simple. That's how we roll. And I'm going to layer on top of this hair now.
The juice.
This is what you call this,
The
the
juice.
juice. This is called healing oil, because we've made this hair extremely different. And this is a blow dryer speeder, and it's a spray oil with all those magical, precious oils in the formulation. Smells terrific. And I'm going to power dry. So let's do the power dry. Now it's important when you're power drying. This is my twin turbo Arrojo dryer. Keep your hands right in. Now, there's the iron being placed on, Lauren, turn it on. What heat is it set to? This is very important, as the heat setting.
Right now we're at 400.
Take it down, 400's way too hot.
You want to do 360?
I want to do 320. Once you get past 400, you really start to change the fabric of the hair. That's why when you're doing the keratin treatment, you always set the iron very hot. But it puts extreme heat onto the hair, which can change the actual makeup of the hair texture. It's important to keep your hands in. I'll tell you why it's important to keep your hands in. You want to feel the heat. You want to feel the heat with somebody. You want to feel the heat on your hands so you know you're not burning the client. So just getting in there, lifting. When you lift, you can dry the hair out. Really get through the hair. When you're working in the salon, you're working to time. You've really got to maximize your potential with your client. Maximize your time. This hair hangs on to moisture so much. So we're going to run the dryer through. You see I'm running the dryer through, trying to take all that moisture out. The product's going to protect from the heat. It's going to act like Teflon. So it's going to protect the hair from the heat. When I did my TV show, What Not to Wear, we were always time conscious, head all the way back. When you push the hair back, the hair falls away from the root. When the hair falls away from the root, you can actually get into the root so that you're not burning, putting too much heat around the client. Shaking that hair out.
And Karen Thompson is asking, where in Brooklyn are you doing this today?
So our show today is coming from our Brooklyn location. This is our Williamsburg salon. It's a 32-chair, state-of-the-art, 22-foot ceilings, all windows, beautiful space. We designed the architecture ourselves. So the design is this big red square cube that houses the changing room, the offices, the staff room, the storage room, and then our images are displayed. So it's kind of, we like to call our space industrial chic. And if you're ever in New York, you want to check out any of our locations, we have salons in Brooklyn, this salon in Brooklyn, and then we have 2 salons, one in Tribeca, and what we call the mothership, which is in Soho. Great hair. Still feel the dampness, plenty of dampness in the hair. Still feel the moisture. So now you get your fingers in.
Hey Nick, Pat's just tuning in and she said, are you going to be at the Long Beach show this weekend?
Am I going to be?
At the Long Beach show this
Yes, I
weekend.
will be at the Long Beach ISSE show. Our main stage is 11 a.m. on Sunday. Don't miss it. We have some amazing visuals. I got the creative team from the artistic teams coming in from New York. We have our master colorist, Zach, on stage. We're powered by Goldwell. We'll be sharing we'll be sharing our techniques using Goldwell hair color. We'll be sharing our philosophy on professional hairdressing. And we'll be sharing all of our trends. So the image is in the window. This is from our sugar candy collection. We'll be bringing sugar candy inspired collection along with Undefined, which is our American Wave collection. And then also
Sonic Boom.
Boom, Sonic Boom, shakalaka. Time.
Right at 11.
Right at 11 o'clock. Okay, so now the hair's dry. I'm now gonna quickly run my amazing iron through the hair. This is the AP450. That's AP stands for Arrojo Products. Otherwise known as Awesome Professional.
So Jenny Grant's asking about the toner. This was done outside.
This was
of
not
Arrojo.
done by us.
We didn't do the color.
No, she cheated
thank
on me.
you.
You know what? You know what happens with women? They cheat on you. Okay, so now let's power through. We put the product in. We're going to take a nice wide section. Okay. We're going to take the comb. So we don't know the toner, but you know, stay tuned to us. We'll do some color Brooklyn Live soon for you with our color team. And now I'm just going to skim and melt this, bend this hair down just a little. Yeah, the product's sliding through the hair. I'm going to turn that up just a smidgen. So I'm going to take it to 360. So let's bring her up to 360. The new Arrojo iron actually has a electronic LED, which is a little better for us. So Corinne, you're behind the camera, but what's going on in your world?
In my world, there's a few questions first. Do you want
Okay,
to
let's
grab
go
those
through
first?
questions, yeah.
Cool. Nydia's just tuning in. She said, are you attending the IBS show in NYC?
Yes, we are.
Awesome.
We'll be there, and we'll be there in full force with our trade booth. And we'll be doing our show on stage. This is a little bit of healing oil. It's going to help glide through and put even a little bit more moisture into the hair.
Karen's asking, what was the name of the app for the social class?
Arrojo Social. That is our app. Stay connected to us on Arrojo Social. That's our connector.
And Manel is asking, can you talk about your razor classes?
Yeah, razor classes. Well, our razor classes we do, they're our most popular class because razoring is such a popular thing and it's part of our signature. So our razor classes are on our schedule at Arrojo NYC, and our key component to our razoring classes is we do straight edge razor work. So we teach with the straight blade, and we do the classes on a monthly basis, and all the schedules available. And follow us on arrojonyc.com. So just skimming through this, a little bit of oil just helps to just get through it. So we're just going to smooth the hair out, not make it pancake flat, but really give the hair just a little bit more, you see, a little bit more smoothness and finish. Give it just a little bit more polish. Again, when you're working with hair, you know, you got to learn how to work with your products. You got to learn to practice and play with hair, much as possible. Never be in fear of hair. Yeah, so give it a little spray. That's going to help us right there. Comb it through, that little bit of oil. Now this oil is a protector, and it's going to help me to glide through the hair also. It's going to help to smooth out the cuticle, and then we can just round the bottoms in. Yeah, so you can start to see that you get that thickness, which I love, but you get a little bit more clarity, a little bit more cleanness. And again, I think it's important when you're doing photo shoots to really practice with your, with your styling, especially when you're working with hair texture. Obviously, we're on a limited time schedule here. Let's get that sprayed again. Great, nice one. Just a little bit of moisture in there, and let's just work through.
Nick, Marseille Essington is wondering, what kind of a straight iron is that?
This is an Arrojo iron. This is made by, we make our own special irons. This is made by a special company from Korea. The best irons are made in Korea. So this is a Korean-made smoothing iron. Available at Arrojo Pro. The nice thing about it has floating plates, so it puts a lot less stress on the hair. So when I talk about a floating plate, what it means is the plate actually has a bit more give to it, and they rotate, so it gives you the ability. I don't want to touch it because it's warm, but I will. It has a little bit of a... Now you can see how hot I'm putting the iron. If I can touch it for a second, you can see it rotates. So it's on a floating plate, so it puts less stress in the hair.
Great. And Alexander Cordero said, any tips for a soon-to-be on-the-floor stylist, and any tips you would have given to yourself in the first year of your career?
Work harder than anybody else. Don't worry if you feel like you're being treated unfairly. Just turn up to work every day and work hard. That's it. And when you make mistakes, which you're going to make hundreds of right now at this stage in your career, all you need to do is just go home and say, okay, I really made mistakes today. Let me learn from those mistakes so I don't make the same mistake again. You don't want to make the same mistake again twice. I mean, and that's really the key to success. The key to success, work really hard, stay super focused, and and surround yourself by positive people. If you hear something that's bad that's happening, get away from it. Yeah, people are talking negative, walk away. Unsuccessful people become negative people. Yeah, there's a great guy that unfortunately his life came to a very fast and unexpected ending. His name was Fabio Cementilli. He was a career hairdresser like myself, of a similar age, and it reminds us, he got into some trouble in Los Angeles. Okay. And make sure when you spray here, spray right there. Yeah. Okay, so spray right there, because spraying here is just getting too juicy, loosey-goosey. And then, once you comb the product through, once you comb it through, then what you do is you can smooth it out. You can that product goes through. Anyway, Fabio, who's a great ambassador for the hair business. It's a real sad loss to lose him from this planet. But look him up. Let him be a mentor, inspiration for you. Let's keep his legacy going, because he was a great guy. And, he really was a very positive man. And positive people do better than negative people. How are we doing, Corinne?
Great.
Are we winning?
Winning.
What are we winning?
Facebook said this is our most liked live video yet.
Nice. Thank you, Facebook. I can't wait to meet you someday. A little bit of healing oil. So we're spraying the healing oil, which is going to add protection and a little bit more moisture into the hair. I'm working through the iron. It's set at 360. Yeah, you can see the length here. Slightly over-directed, slightly overcut. It's cut over. I'm gonna iron this hair over this way, and then I want to bring it back the opposite way. We're getting close to the finish. What other things do we have to share, Mrs. Corinne?
Well, Loretta has been sharing a lot of dates, which is fantastic. as Arrojo Cosmetology. So she's been sharing about razor fundamentals, the Razor Advanced in California in the fall, classic cuts, salon fundamentals boot camp this April.
Oh, boot camp. What is boot camp?
Boot camp.
What is boot camp, Corinne?
Boot camp is a 4-week program where stylists can come and really get a great foundation, you know, in cutting, coloring, styling, texture services, you know, men's work.
It's our 4-week intensive, yeah?
Yeah.
It's called Salon Fundamentals. It's where you can really learn all of the Arrojo techniques. It's literally like taking our new education brochure, which is out, our new education brochure with about 20 classes in it, and it's basically doing every single class. So just some finishing here through the front, a little bit more polish. Again, not trying to make the hair super smooth and flat, but just trying to get a little bit more smoothness in the hair as we work through. And I will pick up the dryer in a second just to blast it round to kind of, I don't want it to be flat like a pancake, but what I do want it to be is I want it to have some smoothness, and if it's too flat, I don't think it'd be as modern. And I kind of like the thickness because we cut the thickness into the shape. Just a little bevel on the ends. So again, these clips are great for smoothing the hair out, for sectioning the hair out, because they've got a really great, you know, there's so many bad clips out there. My gosh. I don't know. Somebody must have attacked America with bad clips.
Do you like the cheetah ones?
What's the cheetah ones?
You know, you get the cheetah print on them?
Not particularly. Yeah, never been my favorite. Well, the problem is you really got to think about the tools that you use, because the person that's watching you is your client. And the client, don't think that the clients don't have an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. Everybody. So don't think that there's no opinion. They all have opinions. And those opinions are being formed while you're working on their hair. So really think through how you're presenting yourself. It's a very important facet of the hair business. How do you present yourself?
Hey Nick, Karen already downloaded Arrojo Social and she's loving it.
Cool.
And Jennifer Ramos asked, where can I purchase the healing oil?
Healing oil is available on Arrojo, it's on Arrojo Products or Arrojo NYC, or you can go to any of our ambassador salons. But if you're interested in purchasing it, go straight to Arrojo NYC, go to our product store, and you can buy the healing oil right there.
And we have a promo going, don't we?
We have a promo going, spend $50 and you get a free hydro mist, which is also one of our most talked about products. Okay, grab that iron. Let's just do a little quick finishing blowout.
Laura Harper asked, where is the boot camp located?
Boot camp is in our academy in New York City, and it's downtown, and it'll be in our Tribeca location, or our Soho location. They're literally less than a mile apart. That looks hot.
Does look good.
I like the thickness of it, yeah? Expanded and thick. Now you'll see a little bit of length at the front. I'm just going to do a little finishing touch with the cut. And then it's time for us to get on with our day, because I have a big staff meeting here. Every other Thursday we have a staff meeting. Was I close enough there?
That was, yeah, we got some details.
I'm scared of my details. So now let's work through. Gonna elevate up.
Where's the roof?
Just gonna elevate this hair up. And now I'm just gonna point cut. just to create a little bit more diffusion in the shape. Wide teeth of the comb. I changed to my black comb. It's got less tension with the wide teeth. We use the black comb traditionally for razor cutting, but it's good for like dry cutting because it gives us less tension in the hair. And by point cutting, my scissors are going straight in the same way that the hair's coming out. Again, keep those sections nice and clean. We'll be back again next Thursday on Brooklyn Live. We've had quite a few requests to do some men's hair cutting. I'm not sure whether we'll do that next week, but we will be doing it in the coming weeks for sure. So if you do have requests, if you download Arrojo Social, you can directly connect to me, send me a message. It's the best way to connect to me personally. I'm going to over-direct this hair over now. I'm going to elevate. I'm not going to cut all of it out, but I'm going to lightly take off the area that became long because we cut it to the right-hand side. Elevate this hair up. A little bit of point cutting, so this is your finishing touch. Very, very important. By putting in a little bit of graduation, it gives you the thickness. It really exposes the thickness because you're creating hair on top of hair and you're getting some support from the underneath.
Nick, Timothy Keys is asking if you will follow them on IG, 11 Hair Salon.
Follow me.
Keys to Great Hair.
And I'll follow you.
Where are you based, Timothy? Let's see if he responds.
If you follow us, we'll follow you. That's how we roll. It's not that we wouldn't follow you, it's just that I need to be reminded we get a lot of people. So we'd love to stay connected. A little bit of point cutting. Right there. I like the idea of just having a little bit more length right there. Just changes and completes the look and the cut. Now it's time for me to do two things. Number one, we'll take that off.
Oh, do we get a before and after?
Oh, I think we do. We'll have a look in a second, yeah. Blast all this away.
Timothy said, when are you coming back to Atlanta?
Soon. The ATL. I have clients that I do in Atlanta, so I would imagine I'll be passing through Atlanta in the next few months at least. I think February or March. And I was talking to my good friend Jeff, who does Club Intrigue. He has an idea for me for Club Intrigue, so later in the year for sure. And we're also thinking on doing a Arrojo Expose in Atlanta. That'll probably be in the summertime or in the fall. Not the first half of the year, that's for sure. How do you feel, baby?
I love it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, final touch now. Now this is not an oil. This is called Refresh Dry Conditioner. So this is a dry conditioner. This is a keratin, hydrolyzed keratin. It's going to add strength, silkiness to the hair. It's great. This is one of our hero products because it silkens. So it just silkens the hair without actually making the hair oily. Head down. Come on, look for it.
Yeah.
So you can see the back. Now you see she has a gallon of hair. That's great.
That looks awesome.
So So let's just do a quick refresh. I like the thickness, yeah? The thickness is really the key component here. Let's do a quick recap on the cut. Through the back, what we did was we sectioned the hair. I'll use my fingers. We sectioned the hair from just above the round of the occipital bone to the back of the ear. Then we worked sections, combing the hair at 45 and cutting the hair in. So cutting the hair in. We did both sides exactly the same way. Then we dropped the back down, the center back down, and we pulled this on diagonal sections just to create a little bit of heaviness and a light heavy graduation. And then working through the sides, again we took sections through the sides, over directing the hair back, over directing the hair back, over directing the hair back, and fingers angling in towards the face, so we're always maintaining a little bit of length right around the front. We did the same on both sides, and then we cut it to the right, so what we wanted to do with the right is just leave just a little bit of excess length there to give it a little bit more polish. A couple of products that we used in the hair. Obviously this is the kind of hair that needs product. We used Hydro Mist for the cut. So we used Hydro Mist for the cut. This is it, Hydro Mist. And then what we used was we used our Shine Lux oil and our healing oil. So our oils, because it's light and it needed some moisture. So both of these, this is the Shine Lux oil and the healing oil, are two oil-based products, which are not greasy and heavy because we hate that. And then we finished with our famous dry conditioner, which is called Refresh Dry Conditioner. Yeah, and the product price point, you're looking at $22 for this, you're looking at $24 for this, $26 for the Shine Lux oil. Hydro Mist is just went up, it's $19. So nothing's gonna scare the client away, and we think it's important to talk product to your clients all the time so that we can own our retail client and we can own the retail for that client. It's about time. It's a good thank you from Lauren. It's a good thank you from Corinne. Do you have a question? I see a hand went up. A hand went up.
Yeah, Karen Thompson just wanted to know, did you use a moving guide for this haircut?
There was a traveling guide, yeah, and if you go back to the beginning, you'll be able to watch the whole cut in its entirety. Remember, if you're going to be in LA, we're going to be in LA this weekend, the creative team. Sunday's going to be a big day for Arrojo. I'm going to be cutting on my booth all day Saturday, all day Sunday, all day Monday. I will be in the classroom on Sunday afternoon, main stage Sunday morning, and we have American Wave certification. So if you want to get connected to the latest trend in texture, American Wave certification, go to the ISSE website, the PBA, and sign up for Arrojo American Wave. It's $225 for the class. It's a 3-hour class. Get certified, and then you can become an American Wave specialist. Thanks very much for tuning in to Brooklyn Live this morning. We'll be back again from Brooklyn after we've done, 5,000 miles in the air. We'll be back next Thursday. Thank you so much, and thanks for all your support. And thanks, Corinne, for being such a good filmer. Ciao.